I can recall learning about um, slavery and learning that it was basically legal. You know, in the United States, it was legal. It was actually legal to punish your slaves if they ran off. You could kill them. You could hurt them. There was rules on the books, legal rules where you could pretty much uh, discipline your slave almost until the point of death. You know, and this was all legal in this country of the United States. Um, there's rules on the books. There was rules on the books in school where you could get paddled um, by complete strangers, which is your principal or whatever could paddle you with a big wooden paddle. There's um, a lot of different police killings where police shoot people in the back, shoot people without weapons. You know, just kill, basically just murder people. And these killings were considered legal. Why am I pointing out all these different legal things? Because I just wanted to point out the fact that legal doesn't necessarily mean right. And I'm bringing up this conversation on the heels of I don't even remember his name, but it's some kind of pedophile dude talking about young girls and how he has a appetite for young girls, and you know he has sex with a girl, and her and her daughters, they all had a threesome and this and that and the third. Just some fucking weirdo talking about his weirdo shit. Now, his excuse for putting this all over the internet is the fact that the particular girl, one of the girls that he was referring to, she was 17, and which in the state that he was in or whatever, that was legal, you know, age to have sex with the girl or whatever in his state. So this is gonna go. I go back to the point of, is everything that's legal right? You know, like, if you're, just think about it. If you're, and I spoke about this on another podcast about the whole why we shouldn't be, you know, messing with the young girls and this, that, and the third, because their mind ain't prepared for that, basically. And so if you got a 40-year-old man, 35-year-old man, he messing with a 17-year-old. Okay, true enough, it may be legal. Maybe it's legal. But is it right? Is it right? Is that 17? When I was 17, I wasn't prepared to be having sex. I wasn't in no mentality to where I could handle a bitch putting that thing on me. I didn't even get sexually active until I was like 20 something. I had sex before that, but it wasn't really sex. You know, I just got my little winky with it. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't really fuck a bitch until I was 20 something. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I was a late bloomer on sex. I hear people talking about how they had sex in high school and all this type of shit. And they was fucking a whole bunch of people in high school and all that. And I just wasn't on that in high school. I was still playing with toys and shit. But I was younger than everybody else too. That's a whole nother story. But I was younger than everybody else in my class. So that might have had something to do with it. But I'm just pointing out this to say, kids, 16, 17, even 18, a lot of them kids, they're not ready for that type of life. For this, you know, what sex brings to the table as far as the emotions and the different, you know, you can get sick from that and all kind of shit. There's just so many different things that sex can bring to the table. And I don't think that a 17-year-old, a 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and even some cases 18-year-olds, I don't even think they're ready for that. So that's the real question. It's not always what's legal. Oh, what's legal? Oh, it's legal. It's legal. It's legal. But I don't get it how black people are always standing on the side of legal. That don't make any sense. When the legal shit doesn't even apply to you. You can go do the exact same thing A white boy can do some shit. A white person can do some shit. You can go do the exact same thing, and the legal ramifications on your end are going to be totally different than the legal ramifications on their end. For example, there was a white police officer, a lady in Dallas. She walked up in a guy's house and murdered him. Walked in his house and murdered him. Shot him shot him and killed him in his own house. Okay. Now let's take a black person and put them in this exact same scenario. Okay. So let's just switch them. Let's say he walked into her residence and shot and killed her. This particular lady, I believe she got 10 years in jail. She probably only had to do 3, 5 or whatever. Now, if he would have done that to her, if the black guy would have walked into her apartment and killed her, that guy would probably get life, 20, 30 years. He would be the worst person on the earth. Nobody be trying to fight for him, this and the third. You see, so us as black men, we have a totally different, not just black men, black people, we have a totally different, as far as what's legal, doesn't necessarily apply to us. And I wish y'all would really understand that, because it's like y'all don't get that. I always hear black people talking about what's legal. Oh, it's legal. Well, it's legal to do this and it's legal to do that. But they don't give a fuck about legal when it comes to your black ass. So my point is, legal is not always right. So I don't like when we have conversations and we make it sound like we're saying because it's legal, then it's okay or it's right. It's not. This is Mighty Media. I'm out.
Seize bow, seize hoe, lot of foes and 100 pack. Bitch, I'm trying to see 100 rack. 24 hours, get my money back. Big truck, big dick, big nuts, big stick.